Alaska, truly a land of superlatives. It's the biggest state in the Union. It hosts the highest mountains in North America, and it witnesses the most extreme temperatures anywhere on Earth, ranging from 90 degrees Fahrenheit in summer to 80 degrees below in winter. Its roads also witness the operation of several big and extremely unusual trucks, including some unique Freightliner Drom tank combinations. The very early hours of the morning find Jack Binder, one of the top drivers with Alaska West Express, preparing for yet another run up the Dalton Highway. Based in Fairbanks at the top end of the famous Alaska Highway, Alaska West Express is part of the Linden group of companies. Linden pioneered regular services from the lower 48 to Alaska back in the mid-1950s, and today Jack drives one of the 3 Freightliner super trucks on a regular haul from Fairbanks to the oil fields of Prudhoe Bay on the Arctic Ocean. Once the load has been pumped aboard and the paperwork is completed, there's usually time for a bit of banter with the other Linden drivers prior to heading out. It's a challenging run at any time of the year, but in October, when the first snow flies and temperatures start to drop, the fun really begins. Every rig is checked over in the workshops after each run north to Prudhoe Bay, so drivers can be confident that everything is in order prior to leaving the yard. There is also an opportunity to catch up on the latest gossip with fellow Supertruck driver Matt Buss, whose cab-over Freightliner already has its winter front in place. Cab-overs can be cold when it gets to 20 below, and on the Dalton, a 20 below day is considered a mild day. Heading out of the yard at the start of the run, Jack takes the opportunity to explain that the fluorescent markings on the trailer tyres are not the result of a weekend graffiti artist, but do in fact serve a useful function.
You know, a real common thing, especially this time of year, a little bit of water gets left in the bottom of the brake drum there. All it takes is a few drops and it'll freeze the brake shoe to the drum, and it's real easy to skid out a tire. The paint marks just make it easy for us to see in the mirror. Make sure we got all the tires turning back there.
Northbound out of Fairbanks, the first few miles are on sealed roads up as far as the weigh scales. Having secured a clean bill of health there, it's only a little farther to a popular truck stop, where Jack stops to adjust the fifth wheel position on his 40 feet long tractor unit for optimum traction and improved comfort. This is accomplished using an air-operated slider mechanism that releases locking pins in the slider base frame.
You must jump out into your home.
the Hilltop truck stop, there's a break for coffee and a sandwich prior to heading up to Livengood and the end of the pavement. There is also an opportunity to check out road conditions farther up the haul road. The run from Fairbanks to Prudhoe Bay is in excess of 500 miles, and Jack likes to complete 3 round trips a week, weather and breakdowns permitting. So whatever the conditions, and these vary from mile to mile, the super truck always keeps up a spanking pace. A big pull-out or lay-by near the tiny community of Livengood signifies the end of the pavement and the start of the Dalton Highway itself, known locally as the Haul Road. This was opened in 1974 during the construction of the Trans-Alaskan pipeline and is still primarily a service road for the Arctic oil fields. Here, Jack throws on a set of chains prior to attempting the first of the snow-covered climbs. And, like everything else he does, the chaining up routine is inch perfect.
This is one of the parts we don't like. My dad was always kind of an adventurer, and I guess I inherited a lot of that. That's how we ended up coming up here. I think some people were made to be the explorers and explore the frontiers, and other people are made to stay at home and keep the home fires going. And I guess I'm one of the ones that's got to see what's over the next hill, around the next curve. And it's the thing that I like about this job is it's in a lot of ways it's still kind of a frontier up here. It's getting settled pretty fast. I like the adventure of it. Doing something that's kind of out of the ordinary.
Having spent 30 years or so driving the route between Fairbanks and Prudhoe Bay, there is not much that Jack hasn't seen along the way. So, whatever the conditions, he is an unusually relaxed and confident driver. A 550 Cat driving through an Eaton 18-speed provides the power, while an engine brake and a brake-saver retarder give the necessary retardation on the steep grades. It's a setup with which Jack is very satisfied. Two of Jack's 6 children are jet pilots with the United States Air Force. and on occasion it looks as though he is trying to simulate vertical climbs in the style of an F-16. Jack, your sons will be proud of you. The Trans-Alaska Pipeline runs from the oil fields of Prudhoe Bay to Valdez in southern Alaska, and from time to time runs alongside the haul road.
But the bridge itself is on a 7% grade, and I remember we all grumbled about that initially. Actually, it worked out pretty good.
The CB radio plays a vital part in communications, and the reports coming in from other drivers can help Jack decide whether he should be stopping to either throw a set of chains on or maybe to take them off again. Once north of the Yukon River, it's necessary to remove the chains yet again prior to the run-up towards the Arctic Circle. Winter temperatures along this stretch of the haul have been known to drop to 70 degrees below zero, and under these conditions metal becomes so brittle that nothing can move, and trucks are forced to park up until it warms up at least a little. The first law of driving in Alaska is that you never pass another motorist or trucker in trouble. Evidence that this unwritten law is almost universally accepted is found in situations where one trucker experiencing engine problems is escorted by another until a place of refuge can be reached.
It's working. Hello, Jack, it's all brown. It's clear up here, Jack, if that guy don't whip out in front of you. That's okay, they got a handheld there. They're the guys that have been doing some picture taking here. Okay. Coming by here, Martin.
Get played as well.
They're not affiliated with CAT anyhow, are they? You wish right about now, huh? Oh, it probably would be gruesome, so that's probably a good thing or not.
On the haul road, such places are few and far between, with no services of any kind on the stretch between Hilltop and Coldfoot at mile 175.
I
The facilities at Coldfoot reputedly mark the world's most northerly truck stop and provide a welcome break for truckers. When things are busy, as many as 80 trucks a day can pass through, but despite its proximity to the oil fields, fuel sold there costs 30% more than elsewhere in North America. Coldfoot Truck Stop provides food, fuel and lodging, the three essentials for survival in the far north. Trucks are left idling while their drivers grab a mug of 100-mile high-test coffee. Many tractor units using the stop are equipped with a small drum deck behind the cab, this being a distinctive feature of most Alaskan heavy vehicles. During the coldest winter conditions, trucks are never shut down except when inside a workshop, otherwise the chances are they would never get started again.
Okay, well, hopefully we got snow all the way over to 12 mile there. That's what I've been kind of wondering about. It hasn't been looking real good lately.
No, and when you got your chains all nice and fancied up like you do, it really hurts to have to run that far in the slush and the ground. Hey, it only hurts for a little while. Okay, I'm just easing down off the hill here, so just give me a holler. Got a copy, Matt?
Yeah, I'm just coming on 41 mile here.
You're gaining on me there, big boy.
Well, I'm feeling I'm going to lose some ground here in a matter of about...
Once north of Coldfoot, the next big hurdle is the Atigun Pass that crosses the Brooks Range. And even Jack has the greatest respect for this particular stretch of the road.
Well, Atigun Pass is probably the single biggest obstacle on this road. And when it's a clear, sunny day, it's really some spectacular scenery, but it can turn real ugly in just a very short time. I'm kind of looking at it here right now, and it's kind of a haze up there. It's strange because you can drive along here in the sunshine and you can get up there and it's like you're in a different world. Everything's all white and it's snowing and blowing, and I guess that air spilling over the mountain range there really creates a real weather situation. Avalanches over the years. There's been a few trucks that have gotten covered up. Fortunately, no one's been killed or seriously injured, but there's always that chance, I guess.
We've seen a lot of long-haul operations in our time, but few equal driving the Dalton. We cannot help but admire the outstanding ability and sheer professionalism of drivers like Jack and Matt, who tackle the run in conditions that are hard to even imagine, such as almost 24-hour darkness in wintertime. Cool characters? You bet they are, in every sense of the word. So here we are at the end of our global journey in search of dromedary combinations. And what a journey it has been, covering more than 50,000 miles by land, by sea and by air. We have seen droms at work in Canada, Sweden, Australia, Alaska, the mainland USA, and even in little old England. We have found drum tanks, drum flatbeds, drum boxes and drum curtain siders, hauling everything from fuel to furniture, and from freshly baked bread to urgently needed motor parts. And we have traced the history of the dromedary idea back over 50 years. It has been a true voyage of discovery. We hope that you will have enjoyed our epic journey and will feel the same sense of privilege at having met those dedicated individuals who keep the big wheels rolling and the machinery of the economy turning. Thank you all.